Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. This is the Python Mk2, as I'm sure you have all seen by now, and I've been playing around with some configurations whilst I'm in prototype mode and sandbox mode with the Elite Dangerous Partner Program. As a result, I have kitted this out as a Thargoid fighter, an AX fighter as it were. The Python AX fighter build. I've got azimuth multi-cannons all over it, I got some beam lasers and a nanite torpedo, and I'm going to see what damage I can do against that Titan. Now I'm actually in the Maelstrom. We're going to go through the build and a Titan attack to see how I do. Here we go. Straight away, I can tell you as a starter for 10, it's adequate, I think, in attacking the Titan. Is it as good as the Crate? Is it as good as the Furderland? I don't know, only time's going to tell. This test server is a bit funky. However, I was able to do a little bit of damage by myself with my multi-cannons, that I'll go through the build in a minute, against the old Pineapple. Was it as good as what I was expecting? Probably not. Did I have my crew with me? No. Do I need help? Yes. All this will happen in the live server. Let's look at the build. Then, Commanders, this is my Python Mk2 AX fighter build. What makes it a fighter? Well, everything about it. I've gone for multi-cannons on this, and the azimuth multi-cannons at that. Auto-loader, overpowered, it'll rat-a-tat-a-tat-a and utterly eliminate and vaporize scouts and cause, I think, an awful lot of damage to the Titan. Let's take you through it. As you can see, it's here in the Venom Claret paint job, and that's what you get with the Stellar pack. And I've got the ship kit bolted on as well, a bit of a spoiler, some flaring at the front. Anyway, that's all by the by, because that is cosmetic. And we don't care about cosmetics. We're on about the build. So let's take a look. So into Starport Services. And there's a couple of caveats we've got here. So straight out into the outfitting. Into the hard points. Now, you're going to say, hey, Ricardo, those are class 3 slots. What are you doing with the class 2 weapons in there? And I'll say, well, it's all about heat. And it's all about power. Enhanced AX multi-cannon pre-engineered. There you go. These are the experimental ones. Okay, we've got the power draw. If we had put in the 3 in here, right, that would have taken me way up on the power, way up on the heat. And what's the benefit, really? Right? So that's my reasoning behind this. A lot of people are going to go, oh, you should have 3 in there, make cuts elsewhere. No, I'm going to go with that. That's why I've only gone for a class 2 Guardian Nanite down here. I mean, it would have been too much on the power. So I've got 4 of these all packed in. Lovely. As we know, the Guardian Nanite pylon does not count towards your special weapon penalty that you have on a ship, so there's no need to put in a weapon stabilizer. Beam laser, 2D. You guessed it. Overcharged thermal vent. I could have put long range on there. Meh, whatever. It might have lessened, you know, the thermal load and distributor somewhat, but hey, we're going to go with what we got. In the utility mounts, Thargoid pulse wave neutralizer. We are going to be diving into that Maelstrom and going in quick, so we're going to need one of those to protect us from the pulse. Heat sink launcher. I could have gone for the serious ones, but I haven't got any. I got one, I think, somewhere. And I've got extra ammo capacity on that one and that one. Same with the caustic sinks, right? Extra ammo on those, so 7 per sink, I think it is. And I've gone for an ECM. Why have I gone for an ECM? At the moment, those glaives on the test server are destroying me on my way to the Titan with their caustic missiles. The plan is, hit that, they'll bounce off, and I won't get utterly mullered by the caustic damage, the reboot to the bloody frame shift drive and all the rest of it. Okay, so that's what I've got with this. Some people might not like it. Some people say, you don't need this. We'll have to wait and see until the new update comes out, but they could be bringing them in. Like I say, this is the test server, and that's what we've been seeing so far. Core internals. Alright, military grade composite. I could have engineered this a bit. I haven't got that pinned. Not going to bother. Power plant. Well, low emissions power plant, thermal spread, because it's all about heat, right? Thrusters, dirty drive tuning, right? Thermal spread. Now, I could have gone a bit more on this, but I think that's okay. Frame shift drive. Now, this is the 5A SCO, right? That may or may not be in game, depending on when you're watching this video. At release, the SCO came with a Class C. This Class A grade now is actually better when engineered than the traditional frame shift drives. So, you know, why not? So I've popped that in there anyway. It's not going to make too much of a difference. Put in there what you want. It's how you get about. Life support, lightweight, 4D. Power distributor, 6B is what I had knocking around. And it's got charge enhanced and flow control. So that's reducing module draw. Sensors, lightweight. Fuel tank for your go-go juice. Now, here's the thing with the fuel tank. I think that fuel tank is a little bit little. So in optional internals, I've popped in there a fuel tank capacity 8, right? I could have gone in there with some hull reinforcement, but that's what I've done. So bi-weave shield generator, we've got a bit of reinforced shields on that. Module reinforcement, hull reinforcement, module reinforcement. An AFMU, which I have disabled, which will reduce that power, no problem. And the advanced planetary approach suite. And that's basically what I've got. If we look over onto the right-hand panel, see, usage, I'm at 97%. I could perhaps tweak something else. I don't know. I could, quite possibly, tweak something. I don't know what I'd be tweaking, but I would. The AFMU I've got turned off. If we look at the fire groups, standard fire group configuration here. Nanite torpedoes, got me beam laser for cooling, and then when I'm not blowing up thermal vents, I've got my enhanced AX multi-cannons for vaporizing scouts and Titan cores. Okay, pulse wave neutralizer, caustic sink launcher, job done, and the rest are all on key presses like the ECM and the TGPN, that sort of stuff. So that's where I'm going with it. That was the build of what I got, and you can see what I was playing with in regards to the power. Now there's obviously going to be better builds coming out there. I got a little bit of wiggle room there, perhaps some of my choices haven't been particularly good. You let me know what you think about this AX Python Mk2 fighter build. Anyway, you know, space testing is the only way it's going to go. Let's take it out. Right, so here we are, ready for those vents to pop. And I'm still getting to the hang of this. The ship is exceptionally maneuverable, handles like a fighter, not like a cargo ship. And we saw this, you know, when the Type 9 basically got made into its own variant, the Type 10. Here we go, we're off. Nanite torpedoes away, hitting the boost. Getting round to the next vent. Here comes the reticule coming up. We're getting into range. There goes the next one. Kapow. On to the next one. We're booking, mind. 460, 450 on the speed. Temperature's rising quite a bit. Next torpedo goes in. So that's 3. On to 4. I might get 5 on this run. I don't know. Here we go. There goes that one. Will we get another one? Ooh, it's going to be tight. We might. Pow, in it goes. We won't get another one. I'm not that quick. That's what she said. Ooh, we are going to get another one. My God, my flying skills have surpassed even me. That wasn't bad for me, but we were going quite a lick, quite a rate of knots. Switching to guns now. No missiles on this bird. Beam laser for the cooling. Wallowed a little bit there in maneuverability. Just out of range. We're starting to lay down some damage against the thermal core. Here we go. So the damage is going in. Now these are the enhanced AX multi-cannons. Auto load, overcharged, whatever you want to do. We are doing some damage. Not as much damage as what I thought I was going to do. But then I've noticed something funky on this test server in regards with shooting scouts and how they seem to be covered in armour. And no sort of armour piercing will go through them. And I'm away. So I got about 10% down on this build. The ship handled alright. No dramas there. Little bit of wallowing manoeuvrability in some places, or that may well have been me. But with this build, if you do get pursued by the scouts, you can start to take them out, which is pretty good. Yes, you can do some decent damage to the core, especially if there's a group of you. What do I think about the Python? I think more builds, more better than mine, will come out and see its efficacy in different Thargoid situations. It'll handle itself in the Maelstrom against the Titan, no problem at all. And it will certainly take out scouts, no problem. And also interceptors. Although, I think commanders still remain with their favourite ships. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this AS build. What would you have done differently? I'm sure some people would have. I know that fuel scoop's a bit of a contentious, not fuel scoop, fuel tank is a little bit contentious. And so is my choice of weapons on the Class 2. But let me know what you think. And happy to take a little bit of constructive criticism. Keep it clean, fellas. We're all friends here. I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.